Yeah, let's talk about your
Yeah.
acquisitions. I'm curious.
Yeah. So the acquisitions, I I really, really wanted the release of the zerocool VeeFriends cards. And um let's talk about that real quick. I did not get them because this is a Dutch auction. This is a new, for those of you who don't know, there's a lot of you that already know this, but for those of you who don't know, Fanatics obviously acquired the rights to Major League Baseball, NFL, and NBA, as well as the players associations. A few years from now, they're going to take everything over from Panini, and they've since acquired Topps. So they're basically producing baseball cards now. And then Josh Luber, their main person in charge of Fanatics Trading Cards Company, had their first release last week. He started a website called zerocool.com, and the purpose of zerocool.com is to sell pop culture cards. So that
Yeah.
can include basically anything non-sports.
Yeah.
The first release was in partnership with Gary Vaynerchuk and his VeeFriends IP. Some of you may know the NFT VeeFriends, but they released, what I really, really liked about this is that a lot of things. I think first of all, it represents, like, this is the model for how sports cards will be sold once Fanatics has all the licenses. So they're obviously not going to have well, they might have NHL if they acquire Upper Deck, but that hasn't happened yet. But they're for sure going to have baseball, basketball, football, and these culture cards. So for now, baseball, basketball, football, and the culture cards in the future, once Fanatics has all the licenses, this is how they're going to be sold. So right now, you can go to paniniamerica.net, which I'll talk more about in a second because it has to do with what I actually purchased. You can go to paniniamerica.net and you can see their upcoming releases of the sports cards there. And at the release time, there's a countdown clock. And at the release time, you can refresh your browser and you can click add to cart. Or you can sometimes they have a decreasing Dutch auction. So the decreasing Dutch auction is you can click add to cart right away, or you can wait 2 minutes for your browser to refresh, and then the price will go down every 2 minutes, and you can get the card for less, but they usually sell out about halfway. So they'll say this is going to go from $1,200 all the way down to $300, but you can buy at $1,200, or you can buy 2 minutes after. Every so often you can keep trying to buy, but the risk there is that you lose out on everything the longer you wait.
Yeah.
With what Josh Luber and Fanatics did was they created a Dutch auction where it's called a blind Dutch auction, where for basically 48 hours you could go to zerocool.com and you could put in a bid on the VeeFriends trading cards, and they only released 800 boxes and for sale. And so your bid to get the card had to be within the top 800 bids. The bid with the lowest bid out of basically bid 800 was called the clearing price, and then everybody got the cards for the clearing price. So instead of paying more or less than somebody else, everybody paid the same price, but you got to go in and say how much you were willing to pay. The risk is that you didn't get the cards. But what I like about this is, like, if you got the cards, you got a limited edition. You got like a truly limited edition. There were only 800 of these boxes, and the clearing price was $2,150. I put in a bid of $1,000. I thought, hey, if I can get these for $1,000, I'll be happy because there's only 800 of them, and there's a bunch of one of ones. There's a bunch of serial numbered cards. There's Gary V autos, Gary V sketches, all this stuff. And I love Gary V, but even if I didn't love Gary V, point is, this is a limited edition print run. I think this is how all sports cards will be sold in the future. And it was a great experience to be part of it. So I wanted to participate in that. So even though I didn't get the cards, I ended up taking my $1,000 and spending it in a little different way, which I'll talk about in a second. but I did want to make sure that I talked about the zerocool.com and the VeeFriends trading card experience. So Greg, if you want to add anything to that before I go into my purchases, definitely feel free.
I don't have anything to add to that. I didn't get on the zerocool train at all. So
yeah, and I don't think that I'm going to necessarily get in on the zerocool train every time because I'm not as much of a pop culture collectible guy as I am like strictly sports cards. But I did want to participate in it for the learning experience and just to kind of, because I just know beyond a shadow of a doubt, like this is how I'm going to have to buy trading cards in like 2 or 3 years if I want the really good ones. So I wanted to get a gauge for it. So thanks everybody for your questions, sportscardstrategy.com. I'm Paul Hickey with nooffseason.com. Thank you for watching and listening to the Sports Card Strategy Show with my man, co-host Greg Lanctot. Greg, great having you here today. We were brought to you by Market Movers app, marketmoversapp.com by Sports Card Investor. Go there, use the promo code NOOFFSEASON, all lowercase, to save 20%. And we will see you back here soon. Everybody, thanks and have a great day.